Hello everyone, Zolarinth here, and I thought today I'd kind of discuss the events situation, and then based on what I've seen from Reddit as well as some content creators reacting to the idea that we may be getting events far too quickly, especially with the difficulty increasing quite significantly on them. And so when I take a look at the events we did have the one that just ended, that was the Sands of Time one. We have Shadow of Calamity that just came out, Fireside Chat, which is an extremely difficult one that I haven't really pushed much through at all yet, but I plan to kind of start working on this week. We had Village of Discovery, it finally just ended. We had Voyager's Conundrum. Still have the Spiral of Destinies if you haven't completed it at this point. And still some more chapters as well that we can complete in the story. So quite a lot of content actually coming out for this game, which to me is a good thing. One thing that you'll see with a lot of gachas is there generally just isn't enough content once you hit the end game. You're just doing the content as it comes out and then kind of sitting on it for a bit. But there's also some positives to look at it from another perspective. If you're someone like me, because I'm currently playing about 5 to 6 different gachas, and so I am actually struggling to actually complete all content, at least to the maximum capabilities of it. But that's okay, and especially if this is like a side game for you, as most gachas should be. One big thing you can kind of look at with the events is what are the rewards for them, because to me right now I'm not actually completely finishing up the entire events on a lot of them, and one of the reasons is the rewards aren't exactly needed for me at this point. I'm currently level 60. I pretty much have enough stuff to level up all my units or new units as they come out, so I don't have to really worry too much about that. My weapons and trinkets are in a good spot. I have plenty of resources to level up a trinket or weapon as I get them currently, so I'm not in a rush to get that. So when I actually look at these events, what I kind of want to determine is what do I actually need from the event? And when you look at a lot of these, the biggest things you want are pulls. So you'll want like that. You're going to want trinkets because trinkets are a hard thing to acquire. You're going to want these legendary radiant ores for future weapons and trinkets. But when it comes to things like the breaker metals, for leveling them up, I'm not too concerned about them. Castelia you definitely want because they're quite rare. Bond charms are okay, but they're not exactly a big thing to shoot for. So I kind of look what's towards the end. And from what I've noticed in a lot of these events, the end rewards are just not really worth it to worry about pushing to min-max the event. One of the big things here is you have the last one here, just has epic turret. Don't need that. The XP for turrets, I've not had any issue on the XP. Then again, I haven't been min-maxing that stuff, but XP has not been an issue at all for me. Neither has the gold. And turrets, another thing. Getting legendary turrets hasn't been difficult at all, so it hasn't been an issue at all for me there. So I can pretty much skip that. So I'd like to at least try and get to this 46, because yeah, these radiant ores are pretty useful still at this point, especially when you're getting new trinkets as you're really trying to min-max your gear to an extent. So one thing I'm looking at when it comes to all the different events is just how far do I need to really go into it. And part of that is, so I need that much. And so you'll get a bunch from these quests from doing the events. So if you look here, you have a bunch of XP you can get on the quests for that as you complete them. Different other little achievements. But then some of these achievements as well are quite difficult, but what do you get for them? So like extra condition completed in assist mode. A lot of these take some time to do. I mean, there's people that make videos on them online. But some of these I'm like, well, do I need this 1200? And I kind of do I math out what I need. And generally you can skip quite a few of these and still get quite far in this. Even min-max it if you really want to. And so not completing everything is not going to kill your progress in this game, especially if you're someone that started from day one. So I kind of just look at what do I need to do to get the most rewards out of it while spending the least amount of time. And that's because I play a lot of other gachas. If you're someone that plays, this is like the only gacha you're playing, this is going to be no issue for you to complete this as long as you have the team that's capable of completing the content. And like, so on here right now, I haven't taken the time to beat foe level 10, but I'm getting plenty of currency running the 9th one, which is super easy to do. And I can auto that one versus the 10th one, which is a little bit harder. So I've just been focused on the 9th one, and it's doing quite fine for me. And I don't have to spend the time on that. And like when I look at the Fireside Chat, I haven't actually pushed through this, but I don't plan to do the most difficult things in it. I'm just going to do enough to get the greatest reward. So like Voyage of Discovery is another one. I just did the level 4. I wasn't focusing on the level 5. And so I wasn't getting the max amount of points that I could, and I didn't buy out the entire shop. But the big thing I wanted in that one was the talent items. And I just bring up the talents here because that's kind of, to me, the main in-game thing. That should be your main goal. It's like the permanent progress to all units within your account, in that as you just add points to these, they're just getting stronger overall. And these are going to take, from what I've seen on the math-wise, years to complete. So this is going to be the main in-game goal for everybody, because eventually you're going to have full stacks of weapons. You're eventually going to have plenty of trinkets to cover all your teams, even if you're having to swap them in and out. And doing the engravings on your weapons themselves, yeah, it costs currency, but I haven't been too concerned. I've completed most content without any issues, and I have not even used a legendary engraving on anything yet. I've just been using the gold ones. I've just kind of been stockpiling them until we get to Tower of Adversity. So I still have tons of gold, so none of that's been an issue. And so my main goal is just really just pumping out the experience in these, because that's really what's going to progress your account overall. And to kind of just sum it up, to me, the events are coming at a decent enough pace. It gives plenty of content for those people who are really hardcore into this game that want to really min-max their accounts and try and shoot through the leaderboards, especially if you're more of a free-to-play play person. It gives you that opportunity to put in that time and effort to try and catch up or be better than whales in the long term. But then also, the events are not like the top rewards or the main rewards you're wanting aren't really tied to the hardest difficulty content of these current events. So I haven't really seen it being an issue at all. When we get to seeing Tower of Adversity coming out in the future, that one will be a little bit different, and then that the rewards can be tied to how high you're getting on the leaderboard. But realistically, all it comes down to with that is the signature weapons that you can randomly get on it. And so there's no real major concern on that. Just the normal story content and all that can easily be done with your normal, just normal casual play. So there's really no concern on the events to my, and I don't think it's going to kill the game in any aspect, because a lot of gotchas, they don't put out enough content. And this one's just constantly coming out, and it from what I understand, it should keep this pace for a decent amount of time. That was just some of my thoughts on the events. And if you like this video and you like my content, if you could like, comment, and subscribe, it really helps. And thanks for watching.